What's up, guys? Welcome to another crypto update. We have 7 days to go until we have the final event, the final big event for crypto that everyone is looking forward to, and that is obviously the crypto halving, the BTC halving, and the BTC halving comes with a lot of questions, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's jump directly into the charts, the game plan for what to do in the next 7 days and what are the scenarios of the crypto halving. So we're going to look into that right now. First of all, we always start with obviously the total market cap. We are currently sitting at 2.516 trillion US dollars market volume for cryptos in general. We are building a little bit of this consolidation zone. We have a high, so basically high, but also we are topping out a little bit over here, which means we have missing volume just in general. Price action wise, we are not seeing a lot of volume, right? What probably could happen is what some people would say, we have a little bit of these flags over here, which could result in price increasing, going up into the crypto halving. Now, what is the crypto halving? Basically, the Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin halving means that the easiest way for me to explain it, because if you really want to go deep into it and watch a video about it, but you don't need to no need to know it so deep basically. But the BTC halving at the end of the day means that the difficulty of the blockchain itself on mining side, on how many cryptos are given out of the blockchain. So the blockchain itself, how many bitcoins it gets out there, how many you can mine at the end of the day, right? The difficulty increases. So there's gonna be a slowdown on supply of BTC. That's the easiest way without going into the blockchain and everything for you to understand, right? So the blockchain is programmed that when these halvings come, right, the halving, so it's half time, basically harder to get new Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin has a max supply of 21 million. Out of the 21 million, about, I don't know how many, 5 or 6 million are like saved away, and lost and whatever, right? So we have about 14 million BTC at the end, when BTC really is done giving out the BTCs, all of them. And one of these events is actually the halving right now. So basically it means that supply will be cut shorter, and demand obviously is already there and very strong due to the ETFs and net positive flow. But we're going to focus on what is happening in the charts and what can you at the end of the day do, right? Because many people are very confused. Many people ask me every day on social media, Miguel, what do I do? The halving is there. Should I buy now? Should I wait? What do I do? Now, again, in my opinion, and that's what I always say, it's already a little bit too late to figure out your entry strategy. But for the ones that don't have an entry yet, then we need to figure out an entry strategy. And I'm gonna play myself and put myself in your position and say, I don't know what to do basically, or basically I don't have any crypto yet, I don't have any Bitcoin yet, but I want to buy. So now, just in general, to come up with this solution, to come up with this theory that I have, and there's obviously scenarios and what I would do and what I should do, and what you should do, is basically to understand that right now we see that we have an increasing total market volume, but we have a little bit of volume missing. Doesn't matter that much because we still have a positive trend, right? We are still trending up, which is very, very good. So we're anticipating more volume to come in. So that means when more volume comes in, but it's more difficult, so less BTC is getting out, then obviously that normally is an increase, right? Because we have a supply shock, we have a supply decrease, so less Bitcoins go out, price volume is there, people want to buy, so the buying power is there, and the price is gonna, at the end of the day, surge, go up, right? And that's what we also see in BTC. So let us jump over into the BTC market, into the crypto markets. And Bitcoin currently is sitting at 69.8, is currently building these bullish structures over here that are beautifully, but we see that there's a little bit of volume missing, right? And you see this by these highs. So there's a high, lower, then it comes up again, but still struggles. So we have a little bit of struggle price going higher, which is completely makes sense because we are sitting at $70,000 and we went pretty high from, let's say, like 40,000, from 40,000 basically just going up. And obviously then also, since we had the BTC ETH approval, we had it at 50,000, went to 40,000, and from there now we went to 70,000, so already had a lot of price increase, right? But we still have bullish structures, we still have open correction levels. And to give you the answer, and that's what you're asking yourself right now, what do I do, Miguel? What do I do, right? The halving is in 7 days. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. What is the halving actually? Now you learn that. More you don't really need to know. But what do I do? So there's two things that we do right now. So if you have money right now, okay, let's say you have $1,000, $10,000, whatever it is, let's divide it into two parts. Part number one could be invested right now. Again, I'm not an investment advisor. I'm just telling you what I would do. So what I would do right now, if I today have money on the side, but I don't know, I don't have any investment yet. Okay, that's scenario number one. So no money invested into the markets yet. Okay, scenario number one. What I would do is I would take 50% and buy right now. Right, buy right now at 69, because we still have these open bullish levels over here, which would be another 7%, 74, and another 16%, 80,000. I truly believe we're gonna go pretty fast to 80,000, and you don't want to miss this move, because furthermore, after the halving, what could happen is that we basically just go to 120,000, because that is our overall technical goal, which we will have 100% matched, right? Like, obviously there's never 100%, but there we're gonna hit 120 is gonna happen. We don't know when, right? The 120 is sure, time is not. That's what we need to understand, okay? And let's say, and that's why I say you should put half of the money in right now, because if we say from now on, okay, where price is sitting right now, up to the 120, we're gonna have a 60% push, and you would basically miss that, right? Because you're still waiting for a drop. Now, that is scenario number one. Scenario number one, from here, we just go and we go to 120, right? Because maybe the market just needs the halving, and after the halving, like the push, the bull run actually starts as normal, right? Normally after the bull run, after the halving, the bull run starts like 2 or 3 months afterwards. So that would be mid of the year, towards end of the year 2024, right? And then 2025 would be a strong bull market for all the markets and in general. So bull market means all the cryptos go up. And with the other 50%, so we said first 50%, right? The first 50% we put in now, and then we have another 50%. For the other 50%, I would wait for a correction. So we have, again, as in the last video talked about, we have these two major correction levels, basically 3 of them, right? So these are all 3 of them. Number 1 sits at 62, number 2 starts at 54, number 3 starts at 44. So these are all 3 uncorrected levels. So, and we would love to see, from a technical standpoint, from a stability standpoint, from a price action standpoint, from a logical standpoint, and from a future stability market standpoint, I think many traders would love to see a correction, right? A correction of stability, that where price comes back, gets in a lot of new buyers, and then pushes the price to 120. And that could actually happen, because look, the halving is an event, right? And normally in the market, it's like that. It's like buy the rumors, sell the news, right? So you buy the rumor, as happened with the ETF. We bought until the ETF comes out, right? That's basically all of this move over here. So this whole move over here is basically the buy the rumor, and then the news comes, which is the ETF, and then we have a price drop, right? And that's basically how markets normally work. So what I think now is going to happen the same is, like, people are buying now, buying it up. Maybe we see now today, tomorrow, next days, because it's only 7 days, we see it hitting $80,000, and then basically come back down and really giving us this re-entry. So with the other 50%, then you would buy. So as soon as you see BTC coming to these levels, first one would be at 62, so you take the first half of your money and go in, right? If you want a more secure entry. If you say, look, I still believe, and that's something that you actually shouldn't do, is like have beliefs. You should follow and base them on like market psychology, and base them on your own theories, by at the end of the day analyzing the market. As long as you can do that, then obviously that is okay. If not, then you should not just like dumbly just like in general, like say I believe and then do something. Because look, I also want to see the market lower, but it doesn't mean that it's going to do it, right? It can just continue. So that's why we go in with the 50% now, and the other 50% we go in at 62 or at 53 or at 44, okay? I would start to buy, let's say again, when it comes to 62, right? Remember these entries. Now, obviously, if price goes higher than 73, hits an 80, then it's obviously going to be different. We're going to make a new video, so stay tuned and just like follow this channel and put it on notifications so you see when these crypto videos come out. And then it's going to be different levels. But for now, if we drop, the first one is going to be 62. Then again, we have 53 and we have 44, right? And I would go divide 50% by 3. And then let's say, look, you take 15, 15, 15, right? Or 17, 17, 17% or something like that. So you buy 15% of your last 50% at 62, you buy another 50% at 54, and you buy another 15% at 44. And if price, for example, only goes now to the 62 and you buy 15%, okay, or let's say 20%, I would do 20% here, okay. I would do 15% here, and I would do another 10% over here. So we are 35, 45. Then we do, okay, we can do like another 50%. Like, no, I would go higher in the beginning. So it's just like better. It's like better and smarter to do it way earlier and go in with more. So let's say we take 30% of the last 50% here. We take 10% here, and we take another 10% here. Now, let's say price does this, for example, comes down to this, and you invest 30%, right? Another 30%. Now you got it for at least 10% cheaper, which is good, okay? And let's say then market goes up, okay? Now you missed 20% of your investment, right? The other 10 and the other 10% is still missing out. That doesn't matter, because Bitcoin would still give us a re-entry, and then we take the 20% and go in, even though they are higher before that, but then you have a short increase of price, right? It's not always just smart to buy cheaper. It's also smart to buy when the market shows you and confirms multiple times. Right now we have a bullish upgoing market, and it's offering us a re-entry, a pullback, okay? That's what I would do personally, right? Also, again, depends a lot on, do you have money in the markets? Not. Do you have a lot of money, a little bit of money? Do you have, are you risk averse? Are you someone that cannot go with a lot of risk, right? Then these are obviously things that we need to take into consideration. But these are basically, that's basic scenario number one. Now, scenario number two is you're already exposed into the markets, but you want to put in more money. Then I would say just wait. I'm doing the same, right? That's my scenario. I still have money in USDC and USDT put aside. I'm just waiting until something happens. If the market continues to increase, look, no problem. I'm already exposed insanely well in the market. If market comes down and drops us like another 10% correction, I'm going to start to buy. If it drops at 20%, I'm going to buy more. If it drops 30% or 40%, which would be down to our original correction level of 35%, which would be beautiful to see for future stability, then obviously I'm going to put in the rest of my money, right? But I don't see any lower levels than that. And even if they are lower, I don't care, because it makes no sense for me to wait Bitcoin to go to, like, let's say 30, 25, 15,000. I mean, some people sometimes they say these dumb things like, oh, Bitcoin's going to go to 15,000. Like, what do you mean 15,000? Like 1.5? Like how? Like, where is the sense behind that, right? It could go, obviously, but there's like, just like they wish for these prices, right? And then they wait forever, and then they miss the whole move. So don't be someone that misses the whole move, right? If you believe in Bitcoin in the future and where it's going, then invest into it now, right? It's like most people lose doing these stupid things where they're like, they want to catch the perfect entry. Look, it's sometimes better to take a 60% run with you from now to 120,000 than missing it because you want 70% out of it. You wanted to wait for another 10% correction, and then when it corrects 10%, then you want to go all in and then take 80% out of the market instead of 70. So I'd rather take the 70, and like, I would rather take the 70 than missing the whole move, you know what I mean? And that's very important right now. So don't get confused about that. So that's scenario number two, which is mine. And then scenario number three is that you are already, at the end of the day, very, very well exposed. You don't have a lot of money right now to put it in, then, you know, just enjoy the ride. Just like check it out, look what happens. Maybe you are trading the markets, and that's what I'm also doing, which I want to add. And every time Bitcoin gives us these re-entries, which basically happened over here. So this is my entry, then gave us a re-entry over here, gave us a re-entry over here. I just accumulate my positions, right? So I would, for example, and I will link below the video into the description, check it out, my personal trading strategy and how I leverage free increase my positions with no risk after some time. And what I do is that I open basically a position over here, I write it up here, I put stop loss on break even, right? As you can see over here, I put it on break even, and I increase the leverage and increase the input of the position, right? So I would open this position with one leverage, then open another position or the same position, increase it, put more funds into it. So let's say 10% of the free funds, because now I'm in a profit, right? And then I increase the leverage to 10, and every time it gets me these re-entries based on the SK system, which I also call in my free value channel on Telegram, which you can also follow below. You just need to subscribe for my email newsletter, which 3 times a week sends you free value, free nuggets, free information, which people just love. And I'm so happy for that people love these informational newsletters on email. And I will call these entries, right? So basically you can just follow follow that if you want to, but then I always increase, okay? And what I want to really see now is Bitcoin really going up, giving us finishing this first red sequence, and then maybe even directly going up to the 80K, which would make a lot of sense. 80K before halving, right? With the rumors pushing the market, and then us seeing these corrections, right? And then if we have a correction of 80%, then the price at the end of the day would be for us at, let me see, here we go. So if we go to a 80, then our re-entry 50% would be at around 65, okay? That is the current idea and the most likely events on what is going to happen. That's for me the most, that's going to happen for me, right? I'm pretty sure that we're going to go to an 80 now, correct back to 65, and then go to 120. Maybe even, as I said, have these stronger corrections, which would be beautiful for the market and everything in general, okay? With that being said, guys, that's the game plan right now, the scenarios. That answers you hopefully the question. If not, comment below, ask, no problem, send me a message. Go into my free value channel, and the same thing basically for Ethereum. Besides, everything else is very, very boring right now, but Ethereum basically is the same thing. We are still here in a buying zone, yeah, which you can see over here. So basically we are here in a buying zone, but what we definitely also see here in Ethereum is we have too little volume, right? As price struggles immensely over here in the zone to really come up, which is not really a problem. It could indicate for us to have like this correction to 2.5, which would be the 50% correction, which we would finally hopefully see now, which could be triggered by obviously Bitcoin also correcting, or it is building stability, right, for us to really go to the 4.65K Ethereum, okay? Because we already have a bullish active structure, right? The market activated itself, it came up here, corrected, gave us a re-entry, activated the sequence. Why activated? Because price went higher to the prior high, which is a point, this one here, okay? So this one is basically, to push it up a little bit here, a point, okay? And we went higher than that, and that is a very strong indication for in our system for price going higher and having bullish momentum. And that's what we're going to look for. So same scenarios over here, right? And if that's something that you want to learn, this SK system, if you want to, find a system that really, and the mentorship and community that teaches you all that, you're very welcome to join the TPR, the Trading People Revolution. I myself, I am the founder of this revolution, basically financial revolution, right? And community, which consists out of the more than 6,000 people actively learning trading from our traders. And I will also it's easy, I will just link below the video about this community so you can check it out. So you will find the value channel, you will find the previous video, and you will find obviously how to join the TPR community. With that being said, guys, that is what's happening in the markets. System always also works perfectly fine for Forex. We had a beautiful euro-dollar sell trade, which just hit take profit right now with 127 pips. Then we are in GBP CAD, which is currently, running in profit. We have Swiss franc JPY currently running in profit, and we have obviously Bitcoin running in profit that we also again called in our value channel. With that being said, guys, the system does not only run on cryptos. We have a very positive market, very positive future ahead. Goal target, as since 1 year since I do these videos, I always say the same, $120,000. Let's get it.